Last fall, we got a CSA farm share and I never really talked about it. So today I'm going to tell you how much it cost, the extra add-ins we got, whether we thought it was worth the money, and whether we're going to do it again this year. And I'll even take you with me on one trip so you can see what kinds of options I had to fill up our CSA box last fall. Hi, I'm Wendy Valencia. Last fall, we got a CSA share and I loved it. But Mauricio and Melina, my carnivores, really could have cared less. If you're looking at me wondering what a CSA share, also known as a farm share, actually is, don't worry, you're not alone in your wonderment. Actually, when I first heard of a CSA, it was mentioned to me by someone down in the comments when I was talking about how expensive produce in this area was. I had no idea what a CSA farm share or a CSA share, or I didn't even know what a CSA was. But I got on the Google and it told me not only what it was, but that there was actually one right here in my town, which I kind of thought was weird since I didn't even realize there were farms in this area. So let me explain. As you can see from the title down below, CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, and in a nutshell, it's a way for you to buy local food directly from a farmer, or in the case of my local CSA, a group of farmers. When you sign up for a CSA, you purchase a share and become a farm member with your memberships. I guess I'm using air quotes today. Anyway, with your membership, you get a predetermined quantity of vegetables regularly throughout the growing season. And for me, the number of veggies I got was determined by the size of share that I registered for. Every CSA is different, but my local CSA had 3 sizes of shares: a mini, a regular, and a robust. And we opted for a regular share. And I'll be honest with you, the regular is supposed to be enough veggies to feed a family of 4 for an entire week, but it was way more veggies than my family would actually eat, because Mauricio and Melina and my dad, they don't eat much in the way of vegetables. In fact, they probably eat what I eat at one meal in their entire day. So each CSA is run a little bit differently. You can either get handed a box that's already packed with veggies, or as in the case of ours, you go in and pick out exactly what you want. Where you go in and pick out your own veggies is actually called a market share. And I guess it's because it's more like going to the market. Well, most people would probably like a market share way better. I did tend to gravitate towards the produce that I knew pretty well rather than like branching out. So it does have its downsides. So how does it work? Signing up for your local farm share is 100% dependent on how the local farm is set up. For some of them, you can actually sign up anytime during the growing season. And some of them are like super competitive, and you have to be signed up by December or January to participate in the spring. The one thing you should know is that you pay for your full share at the time you sign up. And if you miss picking up a week because you're out of town or you're sick or something, there are no makeup weeks. So how much does it cost? I can only tell you how much mine cost. And our local CSA, the regular share was $507 for 13 weeks starting in June. And then they have a whole different share that starts in the fall that runs for 9 weeks, and that one was $324. And that allows you one market share every week for that entire time period. Many CSAs, including my own, have add-ons that you can also purchase when you register for your farm share. For example, our CSA had a flower share, and for an additional $176 during the summer, you get one bunch of flowers every week, which was amazing. Fresh flowers, like a sizable bunch of fresh flowers every week for 13 weeks for $176. That's pretty outstanding in my book. So our local CSA also had an egg share where you got a dozen fresh eggs, a chicken share where you got a newly butchered chicken, a variety of meats butcher share, so like all the meats, just a portion of all the meats. A tea share, which is really kind of cool because it's fresh teas grown with tea leaves and herbs and different mixtures. You could get an herb share where you choose like from the healing herb packet or the kitchen herb packet. They even had a culture share, which is kind of cool. It's a home fermented products made from like in-season produce. So when carrots are plentiful, it would have pickled or fermented carrots, which if you've never had fermented products, they're awesome. If you like pickles, you'll like fermented products. So what happens if you get something in your CSA share and you have no clue what it is? This actually I did to myself on purpose because, like I said, we had a market share and there were a couple of things there that I was like, I don't know what this is, but I feel compelled to have it. So we discovered that most CSAs have websites, and not only will they show you pictures of each thing, but they'll also link you to some outstanding recipes and recommended uses for particular vegetables. For me, I was never really worried about that because honestly, I've never met a veggie I didn't like. I mean, seriously, not a one. In fact, in the fruits and vegetables family, the only thing I don't like is papaya. And I don't even know why I don't like papaya, but I have never liked papaya. Actually, in my CSA, some of the more unusual greens are what I had difficulty with because my family is not really that adventurous with their salads, which is super annoying, by the way, because I make an amazing salad. And they also don't like pan cooked greens so much unless they're covered in butter and cheese and cream. So I tended to use the greens in my green smoothies or hidden in a pureed soup because I make a really, really good potato soup. And when I say it's potato soup, it's like a couple of little potatoes and mostly vegetables. But Melina loves it. I will admit that sometimes she does ask me why her potato soup is green. I just tell her that I put green magic in it to make her strong. And I'm guessing one of these days she's going to wise up to my trickery. So how can you tell if a CSA is right for your family? Well, the first thing is you absolutely have to enjoy cooking to invest in a CSA because you're going to be trying out a lot of new recipes. And if you don't like to cook, do not waste your money by getting a CSA. The second thing is that CSAs are actually not a cheaper way to get your veggies, at least in this area. So don't go in assuming that they are. A CSA for us is actually significantly more expensive. Another thing is that if you eat out a lot, you're probably not going to get your money's worth because you're going to end up getting rid of a lot of vegetables because they do give you enough veggies for you to have vegetables at every single meal for a week. Also, if you travel a lot, it's probably not a good idea because for you to get a farm share, you will need to pick it up every single week. And if you're out of town during pickup, you don't get it. And finally, another thing to consider is if you're a meal prepper, it could be either good or bad. And it mostly depends on the day you pick up from your CSA and what day of the week you meal prep. Some CSAs only pick up on weeknights. And if you do your meal prepping on the weekends, that could actually be an issue for you. So will we be doing a CSA again this year? No, honestly, I loved it. And I will do it again someday because I love the concept of literally farm to table, or in my case, farm to counter. and it really did force me and my family to venture out in their veggie choices. But honestly, we have other financial priorities at the moment, and shoveling out $500 for 3 months of produce really isn't worth it to me at this point in time. But I will tell you that the flour share was worth every single cent. Having fresh flowers for about $12 a week was amazing. And most of the flowers lasted at least 10 days, which is way longer than any flour you're ever going to get in the store. So I'm interested to know, have you ever tried a CSA and what are your thoughts? Are they as expensive in your area, or are they actually cheaper than getting fruits and veggies at the grocery store? Leave me a comment down below. So I'll see you in the next one. See ya. We're out.